Alright, so I think everyone has seen the article today talking about how Man of Steel was the first of a 5-part series that never got finished, obviously. And yeah, it gets me down thinking about it, because I already assumed that. I already knew Man of Steel was the beginning chapter of this huge saga that was going to happen. But since people, they had to shit on BVS so much, they had to hate the movie for no fucking reason. Because Batman wasn't Batman. Just ridiculous shit that had nothing to do with the actual movie, right? It just had to do with their own personal, subjective feelings. Had nothing to do with what was on the screen. And because of those people, we're never going to see the conclusion of this story. It's just going to get changed, and they're going to go a different direction. I hope they keep some of Zack Snyder's ideas, obviously. I hope Justice League 2 does have Darkseid in it. And then, Justice League Part 3 can have the Legion of Doom versus Justice League. I think Zack Snyder might have been setting that up, because he shot the Lex Luthor scene in Justice League, so he might have already had that planned too. But yeah, this news broke earlier today, and Jay Oliva, the director of Justice League War and various other DC animated movies, and he's a very good director of these DC animated films. I love every DC animated film he's been a part of. And he was the storyboard artist for Man of Steel. And somebody tweeted, and I can't remember the exact words right now, but they said that they were disappointed that Man of Steel never got a sequel. And Jay Oliva responded, Man of Steel was just part 1 of a 5-part series, and BVS was the second part, and that's why Batman vs. Superman was so directly tied into Man of Steel, because it was like book 2 of a Harry Potter series, right? And I already suspected that anyway. I already knew that Batman vs. Superman was the direct sequel to Man of Steel. We already knew that. If you love Batman vs. Superman like we do, right? It's apparent that they made that movie as a direct sequel to Man of Steel. Literally, the movie starts at the end of Man of Steel. It's a direct tie-in. And that's what was going to happen with Justice League. Until Warner Brothers, and in their infinite wisdom, fucked it up. And it's bullshit that they would listen to critics and, bunch of non-fans. That's what the people that complained about Batman vs. Superman, they're non-fans. They're just people that watch a couple comic book movies every year and think they're huge comic book fans, right? But really, they don't give a shit about the characters. I mean, if you did give a shit about the characters, you would have loved Batman vs. Superman because it dissects the characters, and they still stay true to the core of the characters. Batman becomes Batman at the end of Batman vs. Superman. Superman stays true to who Superman is throughout the whole movie. But to know that this Zack Snyder series was going to be 5 movies, 5 parts, and we have no idea what the 5th part was going to be. It's just frustrating beyond belief. Because this is what they planned out. If everybody remembers, after Man of Steel came out, Warner Brothers gave the green light to go ahead and make this DC movie universe, with Zack Snyder helming it. Now, Zack Snyder took 3 to 6 months with David Goyer and a few other writers, and they all sat in a dark room, right? A soundproof room. This is all true. They sat in a soundproof room, and they came up with the story for Batman vs. Superman, Justice League Part 2, and whatever the 5th movie was going to be. They came up with it in that time frame. They had it all planned out. They was just going to all connect, and we're never going to see it because of the masses. Which sucks because the masses really aren't the smartest people, right? Half the country voted for Trump, the other half voted for Hillary Clinton. People are not smart, okay? If they were smart, they would have looked at both candidates. They would have been like, we don't like either. Let's vote for whoever the third option is. If everybody was smart, that's what they would have did. But no, people are driven by fear and what other people are doing. That's all people are driven by. Well, let me see what everybody else thinks about something before I make an opinion on something. What's the lesser of two evils? That's what the masses think about. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that, you would try to appeal to that. But Warner Brothers is a business, and they are trying to make the most amount of money out of these movies. And to do that, you gotta appeal to the largest demographic of people. Which is dumb, The Dark Knight trilogy did not appeal to the masses, okay? That movie trilogy is for people who are fans of films. Man of Steel and BVS, those films are for people that love DC superheroes, you know, people that love Superman and know everything about him, not just fucking one film from the 70s, you know? They know everything about Superman. That's what the film's appealing to. And like how Henry Cavill said that one time, it is a small demographic of people that Zack Snyder was trying to appeal to. That's why the critical scores were so low, because the movie did not appeal to critics. It didn't appeal to the people with that mindset. So instead of Warner Brothers having some balls and actually going through with something, they pussy out, they take the easy way out, and they fuck up what could have been the greatest series ever. Like, this would have been more connected than any of the Marvel films, you know? It would have been the spine of the DCEU. It would have been the foundation of the DCEU that every other film is going to build off of. We were still going to get Shazam, Suicide Squad 2, Wonder Woman 2. We were still going to get all those movies, and they were going to be built off the back of what Snyder did with these first 5 films. But no, we're not going to see it. So, you know, it's amazing that people are just now figuring out that, yeah, BVS, Man of Steel, Justice League, they're actual sequels to each other. They're actually different chapters of the same story. They're all connected. Like, how could you not understand that from watching the films? How could you not see that they're connected, you know? Directly connected. There's no bullshit here. There's no little teases. They're directly connected with each other. They build on each other. Justice League would have been so much better if they built on Batman vs. Superman. Instead, they took the easy way out. They tried to make an Avengers by bringing on Danny Elfman and Joss Whedon. They tried to make the movie lighter and get rid of all the connecting ties from the last movie. And look what happened. How could you not learn your lesson, Warner Brothers? They have to learn their lesson. Like, there's no other way. But anyway, yeah, what do you guys think about the news? Really interested to see what you guys think about this. I think everybody here that is a fan of Batman vs. Superman, that's a fan of these DC movies, we already know this information. This is what we've been pissed about the last, 6 months. Or ever since Justice League came out. Like, building up to Justice League, I believed in my heart that it was going to be tied into Batman vs. Superman. Because that's what they were saying. And they totally lied to us. And now we don't get anything else, you know? But yeah, you know, seeing people finally realize that, yeah, Man of Steel is the first chapter of a bigger story, it just frustrates me. Because, how did you not know that, you know? How are you so ignorant, you know? How do you not understand that? And yeah, we all kind of want a Man of Steel too, but that's just shorthand for saying that we want a solo Superman film again. That's what people really mean when they say they want a Man of Steel 2. They want a direct sequel to Man of Steel because the direct sequel to Man of Steel is Batman vs. Superman. That's the direct sequel. We just want another solo Superman film, and I'm sure they're going to announce it this Comic-Con or coming up this year at some point. But yeah, anyway, I just keep rambling here. Comment below, let me know what you think, and I'll see you all in the next one. Alright? Bye.